this market is looking green now. We just had Bitcoin pump this major resistance. Hopefully it's not a fake out, because we saw that we had options closeout sitting at 63K. So the odds were on that we were going to potentially start bleeding lower. But the bull, and there he is. Let's do it. It's Friday. The bulls are out. And Banter bubbles green once again. And you can see my airdrop counter here at the top. It says reconnecting, but you guys know what that is. It's the Gummy airdrop counter. So as long as you're using Banter bubbles, you're accumulating Gummy points. And there's going to be quite a lot getting airdropped here soon, as long as you are accumulating your points. So make sure you are using Banter bubbles, not just for the bubbles, but to farm your own airdrops, and also for the newsroom. Don't forget about the newsroom on Banter Bubbles. You've got access to all the researchers that work with Crypto Banter. They're dropping alpha here all day long, including myself and Dupes and some of the other big guys there. They're dropping info all day long. Look at this. So take advantage of Banter Bubbles, get on it, use it, farm your gummies, do whatever. And most importantly, let's see what the hell Bitcoin is doing, because it's just ripped through the 618. Now, this has been a major resistance for us for the last few days. This was always going to be a huge area. Are we going to do an SR flip now? Are we going to get support in this region? So let's just take a look what exactly is going on. You can see the 618 was really playing the game here, tied in with these horizontals at 66,600. So this was always going to be a big area for us. And you can see we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches on this area. They knocked on this door 5, 6 times, and now it has popped open leading into the weekend. Are we going to hold? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But what do we have now? So first line of support that we can play with, number one, let's watch 66,500. So if we get some kind of pullback here, might be a little bullish pullback, 66,500. That is zone number one you are looking for. Number two, we've got some tie in here as well at the 236 fib. So that is 65,850. Okay, another nice area, could still be a nice bullish bounce off that region. And then I've got an absolute banger down here. 65K on the button right now. So 65K, we've got the 50-day moving average. I've got horizontals, and I've got a 382 fib pool. So we know that that is quite a banger. So these are the big zones that you need to watch now today, and you need to watch this weekend leading into the next couple of days. These are the big ones that you really want to be paying attention to. So mark these numbers on your charts, because if we get a pullback or things start falling over, you want to just have something to reference it, and you don't want to get into a panic situation if Bitcoin starts pulling back. Okay, here are my current trades, and there's this Bitcoin trade that I just opened straight into resistance here before we went live, and it started popping. So fortunately this thing is now running, and you can see I'm still in a link position here on Prime XBT as well. We're going to deal with that. We had a massive link move, so that was a nice little start nice little start to a pump that we had in the last couple of days. So Prime XBT, if you want to trade the S&P 500, if you want to trade gold, silver, oil, those things, and you want to trade crypto, take advantage. Go into the link in the description under the show. You just click on the link. There's a whole little menu here for you guys, and you can see Prime XBT is on the list. Click on my link. There's an exclusive offer here for you guys, and you get a 7% deposit bonus here for trading on Prime XBT. So take advantage of it. And there's a lot we're going to be talking about today that features in the description of the show. So make sure you go into the show description and take advantage of all the cool things going down in there. And while we are on the show, I've put out a poll. Does Bitcoin pump this weekend? Ray, I think we're in trouble here, bro. 79% want to pump it this weekend. Ooh. Only 21% want to dump it. I'm getting a bit edgy. Ooh. I'm getting edgy. Okay, but so far the bulls are definitely out. The bulls are watching this show, so we're going to watch. We'll watch it over the next while. Let's see how we go. Okay. Don't forget, if you are enjoying the content, Ray, you're going to love this. If you're enjoying the content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification. You see, Ray didn't even have to interrupt me to get that one going. So glad I finally, I'm finally nailing this. Let's see what's going on in the news. So we saw ETFs saw trading volume of $5.6 billion. Okay, this is the highest since the last all-time high. So we know action is coming back in the market. This is always a good sign. And we saw yesterday we had some inflows and things were looking a little bit bullish yesterday, and now they're really starting to tee up for us. Bitcoin Munger gave us a nice little post as well. He's taken this off Glassnode, and he says Bitcoin balances on Coinbase just hit a new low. Now, why is that bullish? Well, number one, they're not sending Bitcoin to the exchanges to sell it. So they're taking it off the exchanges. It's telling us they don't necessarily want to be selling their Bitcoin. They're hodling with their diamond hands. So the cabbage and the lettuce hands seem to be out of the equation for now. So here's a nice little chart that actually shows you, the holdings on Coinbase versus the BTC price. And right now, things are looking pretty bullish on that front as well. Then Marty Party tells us we had $1 billion of USDT minted on Tether Treasury. Okay, he says we're going up. And I must say, past experience tells us that generally within, a couple of days after $1 billion print, we do tend to get some kind of guard candle out of BTC and we get some kind of bullish move. But don't worry, there could be a trap coming up first. So if you do see a red candle, this could be a sign that they are just prepping for a mega long. So make sure, watch those levels I've given you now on BTC. If they do start pulling us back, maybe you're going to get a nice little entry on some of those guys there on that pullback. So definitely bullish things coming. And I found this one very interesting. Here's a puzzling thing for President Biden or President Biden if you are trading the memes. And basically what's happened here is the Senate just voted to repeal Gary Gensler's anti-crypto rule. Okay, basically bullish. And what they've done now is Biden needs to make a decision. He needs to now veto this thing or let this vote pass. But now we know Trump, or Trump, if you're trading the meme, is very pro-crypto. So if Biden vetoes this thing or doesn't let it pass, I mean, the vote, surely they're going to start swaying to Trump because he's pro-crypto and then Biden clearly isn't. So quite a tricky position for Biden at the moment. So let's see. The comment here is his next move could cost him the election. So a very tricky place to be. And US Senator Cynthia Loomis, she posted some laser eyes. I mean, when the senators are posting laser eyes, I mean, I must say, things must be getting a little bit hot out there. Okay, what have we got? S&P, all-time high. Nothing really to worry about yet. So we had a little bit of weakness today. We can see yesterday, the end of yesterday, or during the close yesterday, we started pushing a little bit lower. But overall, on the weekly, we are all-time high. Price discovery here for the S&P. And Kai Taurus says price discovery incoming. And for BTC, I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't it be a wonderful marriage if the S&P is in price discovery, BTC is in price discovery? I mean, we'll be hitting this cat all day long while this thing... There's the T. Let's look at BTC on the 2-day. Okay, so this is really playing out well now. So we brought you this inverse head and shoulders. We were looking good. We were looking bullish. The key was always, are we going to break this trend? We blew the trend. We've excelled now. We've blown through the trend. We've blown through the 50-day MA. Things are looking very good here for BTC. And it looks like it's all systems go now to the 72K level. Does this mean this happens in a straight line? No, not necessarily. So be prepared for a lot of up down. You could easily see something along these lines. Don't think we're just going up in a straight line. Obviously, would be nice if it could happen, but these type of things can play out all the time. So remember, late longers, if you are longing late now into these guard candles that you start seeing, they like to come and flush you out. They like to come and collect some of your stops, and they like to come and do some liquidations, especially for the leverage traders. So just note, overall picture on the daily, things are bullish, things are looking nice, and things are looking pleasant. So you're trading against yourself now. We've got bullish conditions here. Don't hype the leverage up too much. Don't overtrade. Wait for your entries. Get the zones in, and don't FOMO into big green candles here. Okay, BTC dominance on the weekly, still paying attention to this. We totally fine with dominance climbing up as long as Bitcoin is bullish, Bitcoin is pushing. We are happy. We are fine with these altcoins. The issue comes, reminder, when Bitcoin dominance falls, when Bitcoin dominance is pumping and Bitcoin is falling over. That's where we feel the pain. So always, when you are trading, make sure you are tracking dominance. I like to track it on the 1 hour or the 4 hour. Specifically, and that gives me a guide as to what is happening with the altcoins. And you can see today, if you were sitting in altcoin trades, you would have noticed that some of your altcoins held their levels quite well, or some of them would have even pumped, and that was a result of this nice little dominance rejection here that you are currently witnessing. So always kind to the altcoins when we're falling over. Watch that, and when they are falling over, look for areas where dominance can pump. And, you got to figure out, is that tying in with Bitcoin falling over, or is that tying in with Bitcoin pumping? And that should give you a clue with your altcoin trades. Okay, let's look at Solana as well. Guys, I'm banging through all this content because I've got a banger guest for you hiding in the back. So if you're wondering why I'm flying through this, here is the D-Gen. I've brought him out of his cage. at the Sniper Club. We're unleashing him on you, but subject to Uncle Ray with his goggles being satisfied with the level of liking.
We're moving very slow. We're moving very slow. Let's just smash the likes, guys. Let's subscribe. Let's make it happen, please.
Impress the man with that Stanley mug and the goggles. You know, let's make him satisfied. Okay, Solana looking good now. We've seen a couple of these layer ones blowing through the 50-day MA. Solana leading the charge for me. We've broken the 50-day MA, massive level for us, and that's a huge bullish area for us to break. And now things are looking good. So Sol traders, if you're sitting in Sol, just an update here as to where we are. Your main support 155 to 154. If we get weakness here, anything into this region for me is a buy on Solana. We're looking for longs there. And if they really want to stretch you, now they really want to test you this weekend, if they start bringing this down, watch for a reaction at 150 for Sol on the 618. Okay, we know these altcoins, we know Bitcoin, they love the 618 when they're moving down onto it, and they hate it when they're pumping into it. So let's watch these areas. If they give you weakness, don't fall for the trap. Okay, watch these levels, 155, watch 150. These are big zones for you for Solana. It's going to take a lot to lose that. The market's going to have to be dark and dirty for that to be happening. So pay attention, look out for traps if they are going to pull it back. And if you are sitting in Sol, well, nothing you have to worry about until we start losing those type of levels. So as long as you're in it, you keep cruising. And if this market stays bullish, Sol's going to fly. We know that. Phantom's going to fly, AVAX, all these other things, they're all going to start grinding up. So just be patient. Don't overtrade. Okay, here's a little update for you on CAS. Here we go. Okay, this is big news. We've got CAS now breaking the 200-day MA and the 50-day MA. Is this the start of a major move for CAS? Let me show you what's going on here. We've seen resistance for CAS on this 50-day MA for a very long time. Every time we've gone up here, we've been rejected. And now we are pushing through the 50-day MA. CAS was an absolute banger a few months back. This thing couldn't stop going up, and David and I have been speculating for a while as to when this CAS is going to move, and right now we are printing a little bit of a nice looking candle here off this 382 as well, so notable. So right now, what do we want to see? I want to see a clean break now of CAS. I want it to blow through this 200-day MA. I want to blow through this 50-day MA. We want a nice push here. And then any little retest, we're going to look for support. We want to tie it in now with some fibs as well. And any little retest to 0.123, anything around there, I'm looking for a bigger push on CAS. So let's hope we can just blow this resistance. Any pullbacks on BTC, we want it to be bullish, and then we'll try and tie CAS in with its first line of major support. It would be great to see this hold as support. And when we have the height of the candle, or when we have the high of this candle, so let this thing push up first. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you. Let it zoom up, let it push up for you guys. And once you have the top of the candle, all you need to do is start pulling a fib from the low of this move to the high, and you want to try and figure out where your key support zones are. So let's assume the candle pops up and it hits 0.13. Then you're going to pull that fib from the low to the high, and then you want to just highlight where's your 382, where's your 618. Bang, what does it tie in? Look at this. So if we do get a push from CAS into resistance and you get a rejection, this is going to be your support marker that you want to play with. This is your zone that you can use for stops. This is your zone where you can put your stops underneath, and you can be looking for longs from if you get that dip into that area. If you are longing CAS now, remember you are into resistance right now, so the odds are that you could potentially reject here and start feeling a little bit of pain. So make sure it's breaking through this resistance area, and you can nibble around here, but you need to really blow this place. You need to get it clear out of this, and make sure that it's confirmed as support if you want to be safe. Okay, and then big levels for CAS lower down. Your main one, 0113. Okay, 0113, that's a big level there for CAS. This is the low. Okay, watch that. If we start melting down, let's say we melt down, make sure, we're not losing that sort of area there. I would look for a bounce in that region. So pay attention there to CAS. And I'm trading CAS at the moment on weeks. So those of you you've been watching me trade this CAS. I started it quite small, and I've been growing the size of this position very slowly, but it's finally firing for us. So I've got a CAS trade open here and a fetch trade. And they've been open probably for a week or two. We've been talking about CAS and the AI narrative. So maybe we're going to get a run now on some of these AI tokens into NVIDIA. Remember, we've got NVIDIA earnings in 5 days' time. I would expect things like Render to start really running if NVIDIA earnings are bullish, and they say some bullish things afterwards. So pay attention to AI. Don't forget about AI. And if you want to trade with me on Weeks, they are one of the fastest growing exchanges at the moment, and they are offering you a ridiculous opportunity here. They're giving you a 20% sign-up bonus. All you need to do is go into the description of the show, click on that link, and take advantage of the 20% sign-up bonus on Weeks. There you go. You can see their tiers that they are giving you on what you need to do. And this offer is not going to be around for a long time. They are a fast-growing exchange. They're trying to get lots of users on right now, and take advantage while the offer is there. And it's also KYC friendly, as in you don't need to KYC. So get onto Weeks, get trading on here with me, and get into the action. Okay, let's see what else we got. Right, Link, that fired us off. And Link really ignited something. And now I've been saying for the last while, I've been saying Link is always on my watch list. I don't want to not watch it, because at the oddest times, Link is going to start pumping. And what did they give us yesterday? They dropped a little bit.
That was a great call. Great call. Great call.
It was a beautiful call, wasn't it? Give it the cat. Yeah, it was just looking. It was looking good on the charts. It was looking good, and I didn't want to stop watching Link, and I just knew it had to be something that we had to all be paying attention to. And what did they say? They said the largest financial institutions in the world are working with ChainLink now to bring capital markets on chain and access the tokenized asset economy. Okay, so you can read this thread at your leisure. Obviously, go through it, and they'll explain the fundamental things behind it. But basically, what's happened here is Link has now basically created a little storm in the RWA narrative. And we saw ONDO absolutely blow up. And here's 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗕𝗓 saying ChainLink completes test with JP Morgan, Templeton, BNY Mellon, and other major US banks to accelerate the tokenization of funds. Okay, what happens? RWA assets, they start popping all over the place. And Link, look at this thing of beauty. Look at this. Holo says Sniper Club call 400%. No, bro, that deserves the call. And here's another Sniper Club legend in there, also giving banging calls. So I'm going to bring him on just now, and he's actually got a short that he's teeing up, and he's got 2 longs, if I'm not mistaken. So am I on the right track here?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
The DJ. Okay, we're bringing him on just now, so get ready for him. Subject to Ray being absolutely happy with this. Okay, and remember, these things are, it's absolutely a thing of beauty, I've got to say. For those of you that aren't trading fibs, okay, I've been using these fibs for so long, and they just deliver time and time again, as long as you are patient with your trading. If you go back a couple of days and you look at any one of your altcoins that you are watching before that CPI move, you would have seen they were dropping into solid zones, and a lot of these zones, 786 fibs, 618 fibs, those type of things. And these were massive reaction zones, and the signs were there that we were going to get these moves, and you're going to see it on ONDO as well. And if you are not trading fibs, number one, get them on your chart. If you want to learn about fib trading, go into the description, sign up to Sniper Club, hang out with us. These charts that you are seeing there get dropped into Sniper Club every single day. I update all these charts for you in Sniper Club. You can watch them at your leisure. Some of these things take ages to play out, but the charts are sitting there for you guys. So take advantage, get stuck into Sniper Club, but we're going to talk a bit more about that now with DJ and Dave as well. Okay, so what are we doing now with Link? So Link is looking bullish. Number one, what has happened here? We've blown the 50-day MA. You know how important that is to me. And we've blown that level. So that could be a beautiful support zone for us. So let's just map out, how do we plan this thing now? If you're sitting in Link and you want to know what to deal with it, what to do with it, well, you need to map out your major support zones, your major areas. Where could you potentially get a bounce on a pullback? And if you think we're not going to get a pullback, it would be a little bit reckless, especially after a candle of this size. So it would be perfectly acceptable here if Link starts pulling back to any one of these areas. So I'm going to highlight these for you. Number one, 15.3. Okay, this is a huge zone here for Link. 50-day moving average. We've got horizontals, and we've got our bullish 382. So 15.3, beautiful area here for Link. If things turn south this weekend. Here's another absolute banger for you. Look at this, 14.35. Okay, another huge zone for Link. So if things don't fly this weekend and they float around, you could easily get a picture like this for Link, easily playing out. Okay, if they really want to put you under pressure and really hurt your feelings this weekend, ruin your barbecue on Sunday, well, they're going to send you to that 618. And if it's not a trap, well, this is where you're going to get the bounce. So 14.3 to 14.5 is your next big one for Link. That is how you're going to play it. That is how I'm going to play it as well. Here is my Link trade. So my average entry is 13.9. Let's just see where we are now, 13.9. So it's just under this region here. So we're under the 618. So nothing for me to do there. I'm just going to leave that thing. If we push us down to the 618, I'm buying more. I'm adding onto this thing, and we'll see what happens by Monday. We're either going to be rinsed or we're going to be rocking. So one of those things is going to be happening. Okay, let's go RWA. So what happens? Link fired off this RWA narrative. You can read what 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏𝗧 has to say. He's talking about this narrative here. Read this thread. It's actually, he's a very smart guy, but he's saying, according to experts, okay, RWA niche is projected to surge to $10 trillion by the close of 2030. Okay, basically what he's saying is bullish RWAs. Okay, so take advantage of that. Read this guy's thread. He seems to know his stuff. And another guy that knows his stuff is Rodolfo. Okay, he's one of our researchers. He works with us also in the Sniper Club. And Rodolfo Pozo A is his Twitter handle. You can follow him. And he's written an explanation here for you as to what exactly is happening. I'm not going to read it. It's a little bit long for me. What do we call it? TLDR. Too long, didn't read. But basically, he's given you his picks for RWAs here at the bottom. ONDO, CHEX, Rio, Pendle, and DMTR. Okay, these are some of his top picks for RWA narrative assets. Maybe it's time to start looking at this. If you believe in the long-term growth of these things, if you believe that BlackRock could have an influence on RWAs, and if you are bullish overall on crypto, well, then you need to be in some of these RWAs, and maybe you want to play around with some of his picks here at the bottom. So give him a follow and take a look. And I've charted a couple of these for you. Number one, obviously we're looking at ONDO. Then I've got Rio and Pendle teed up for you as well, and something else. So let's just deal with the current ONDO situation. And this was another trade given to the guys in Sniper Club. This was a setup of mine. It was one of my charts that I dropped. And, you know, it took about 10 days for this to play out. I think I dropped the chart when the ONDO price was somewhere in this region. And I highlighted this zone as my hot zone. There were multiple reasons why this was going to be my hot zone on the ONDO chart. And as it turned out, when we dripped into CPI, as you saw with all these other alts dropping into those boxes, we had ONDO doing the exact same thing. And I believe we had a 786 fib there, horizontals and trend. There were many reasons why we were going to get that pump, and now we've got this monster move out of ONDO based on this link move and the narrative potentially going RWA. So how do we play this thing now? You can see what's happened. This thing's absolutely blown up. So if you are trying to jump in now, it's a little bit tricky, and you need to just you need to look for these solid pullback zones. I want to highlight the 236 fib for you as well, because when things are ultra bullish, you can often pull out the 236 for a scalp. But remember, at some point, candles like this always reverse. Okay, not all the way, but they tend to come back. And if you look at the history here on the ONDO chart, you can see what's happened here previously. We've had a couple of situations where ONDO is absolutely pumped, and then they've centered lower. Look at that, pump, centered lower. So look out for these type of moves on ONDO, but this is a great start for us right now. So key supports, if you are trading ONDO right now, scalper zone, your support for a scalper, 0.92. Okay, 0.92. Watch this area here. Maybe you get a little scalp out of that zone. Higher conviction area for me is got to be this 382 fib pull at 0.885. Okay, this is your higher conviction zone. This is where I think you would get some kind of decent reaction here on weakness on ONDO. And then I've got one more banger here for you, and it's a tricky one because it's actually ahead of the 618. And well, it's actually a 0.5, but the reason I like this one is because we've got the previous range high where we had so many rejections here previously. So we're going to look for support to hold in this region here if they really start pushing things down. So 0.85, number one. Number two, 0.88. Number three, 0.92. These are all solid zones for ONDO. If you're trading high leverage, obviously, you don't want to get mixed up in things where you are way above your massive support zones. If you're trading spot or you're holding, long-term bags and things like that, you can easily ladder in on these type of zones. These are your reaction zones. If your overall view on the market is bullish, if you believe that Bitcoin continues to 70K, then it's a simple game plan for you. Then you just ladder in on any weakness on these solid zones here, and you can build a nice position on ONDO. And then look at this thing. Look what this thing could potentially be giving us. This is ONDO on the 3-day chart. So I've zoomed out for you and looked at this much bigger picture here, and you can see what's going on. We've been in this long range from early March or middle of March. We've been in this long accumulation range. So lots of upside targets here. Number one for me for ONDO, 1.06. Let's see what happens when we get to this 3-day range high. This is a massive area for us, 1.06. Let's see. But I do have a target up here. If we blow this accumulation area over here, if we blow that, I would say we get a quick visit to 1.3. I think you like that. You like that. You like
ONDO to $3. ONDO to $3, and we need to smash the likes. 300 more, please. 300 more likes. ONDO
what did you
3.
say here, bro? Smash the like. Tell your mama, make profits. Hit the beach. Guys, do you like Ray's comments here in the chat? Tell your mama, hit the beach. How's my people in the chats? I see Leon is here. Leon, what's happening? What do you got here? You said Radiant is shaping up nicely, just broken 4-hour trend. Guys, take a look at RDNT if you want. Breaking trend. Leon's giving trade setups here in the chats, and yeah, he's going to build that one up. Nice. Bruce is in the chat saying likes equals DJ and David. Chris says soul is flying. Chris also says thanks for the ONDO trade. Great. Prince likes the beard man. He says thanks for the alpha. Let's see what else. Yes, David gave an absolute banging short on a Sniper Club live session last night. He's going to tell us about it. And we're going to explain that in depth. Okay, hang around. David's going to take you through that shortly. Let's do one more RWA, and then I want to talk to David, and then I've got 2 more RWAs, and then I've got an update on a meme coin that I gave you guys yesterday, an absolute banger. So you have to stick around. We've got so much to talk about. So Cryptomus says bullish signs on Rio. Now, Rio is another RWA play. You've seen it on the show multiple times, and at one point, Chaos was talking about it a hell of a lot, and a massive RWA play. And Cryptomus says double bottom. Okay, it's in his accumulation zone as well, looking good for him, and he's bullish on RIO. Okay, and I pulled out the chart, and makes perfect sense to me. Okay, we have a nice little trend break happening right now on Rio. So we've broken a massive 12-hour trend here. When did this start? 28th of March, it was when the trend started. So we've been in a downtrend. We've been in a bear market on a lot of these altcoins for a very long time. But now we've got a trend break here, and things are looking good. So Rio or Relio, if you want to trade this thing, number one, you can look for exits under the current candle. So 1.556. That could be your stop zone number one. And then your next potential exit, if things turn south, 1.442. These are both great exit zones, and they should give you nice breathing room here if you are jumping into Rio. So take a look here, and I think this thing should start cruising. Where you're going to have an issue, you might have an issue here at the 50-day MA. That's 1.84. So roughly 9% away from here, and then you will have another fight at this 1.98 level. Okay, so you've got about an 18% coming up here for Rio. Once we break that, okay, there's bigger moves at play here. Once we blow that region, you're looking at least the 618 at 2.42. So Rio could look something like this. Just be careful now if you're using leverage on this type of thing. Obviously, be aware that the higher up your entry, the bigger your stop loss needs to be down to a decent exit zone. Otherwise, you are cutting yourself in an unreasonable area. So if you jump into a trade too late on high leverage, and then you feel the need to cut it when it drips like 2 or 3%, but you've got major support at 4 or 5%, then you're doing yourself a disservice there. You're actually just costing yourself some money. So that's why we always try and get very greedy with our entries, and we try and catch them as tight as possible on these areas. So remember your risk. If you're trading leverage and your stop loss is 5%, whatever your leverage is, times it by that percentage, and that's going to be your actual loss that you can take if you are trading leverage. So just be careful out there. But there's a potential move coming here, 45% for Rio. That looks good to me, and a few things in the way. So you're going to bump your head a couple of times, but the full move, we're looking at 45%. The target there is about 2.42. And remember, you've got pullback zone number 1, which is this candle. Okay, so maybe they just push us back a little bit here and you look for the bounce. Alternatively, if they bleed you even more, you need to be aware, where's my next area? And that's got to be this 1.44 region. That is your next area where you should collect some kind of reaction or some kind of bounce there if this thing starts falling over. So always plan, you know, when you're in a trade, always understand where your levels are, where are your exits, these type of things. And just look after yourselves. Don't get caught up in massive leverage. Dave, sorry, I've just pulled up this one. Last one for RWA, 𝗕𝗘𝗅𝗢. Okay, this is another one that's also got a lot of interest at the moment, and we can see we've got a little trend break here as well. So 𝗕𝗘𝗅𝗢 is looking good at the moment, broken trend, but now pushing into horizontals. This is a nice little RWA play. Could be a nice move coming here for this one as well. And I've plotted this one exactly the same as Rio. You can see what we're dealing with. The 50-day MA is a little bit ahead, and we've got some fibs to fight with a little bit higher as well. And the big one, the 618 fibs. So what do you want to see here? If you want to be long on the 𝗕𝗘𝗅𝗢, what you need to look out for now is new supports that need to form for you. So right now, this thing is pushing into resistance. So the ultimate trade here for you is going to be something like this. You want to push higher, and then on that retest is when you want to look for buys. When we come back to test that support is when you look for the buys. So you don't want to look for it now into resistance unless you're aware that you're taking a little bit more risk. But once we pop any pullback then onto support, we want to just confirm that we have support there. If we've confirmed, then we send this thing and we go level by level. Now, remember, if you are bullish RWAs and you feel the market is bullish, then this could be a nice little setup for you to take advantage of. And if BTC is going to hit that 70K, 72K, we should see a lot of these tokens start flying there with us. Okay. Woo!
They're not ready. They're not ready.
Oh, they're not ready, guys.
No, we need 200 more likes.
Again, David in the back. He won the Bybit competition. This man won the Bybit competition. I keep him in a cage with Bruce in the Sniper Club. I'm not unleashing him to you guys just like that. We need likes. We need subscribes. Make Uncle Ray pleased. And then we're going to sort you out. Okay, while we're waiting for the likes, I'm going to talk about meme coin from yesterday. Okay, who remembers this? Oh, I don't even have the screen up. Here it is. Who remembers this? Nancy Pelosi. So I brought it to you guys yesterday. The market cap yesterday was about $1.4 million. Okay. Now, this thing has got about a $7 million market cap. We're going to look at it shortly. And it's absolutely pumping. So congrats on the 5X if you bought this one yesterday. And this is the narrative that I was telling you about. Trump, Biden, there's a whole election campaign coming here in the States. Remember 𝗕𝗘𝗧, the number one meme coin? So he does all the interviews, and now we've got Nancy Pelosi that might be taking part in some of the action here on 𝗕𝗘𝗧. So don't sleep on this. Kyle Chassé says other Politico meme coins are valued at $70 to $80 million market cap. This one is only 5. When he tweeted this one. So interesting point. I mean, we know Biden was, I think, $200 million at one point. Trump was about $70 or $80 million. And Nancy Pelosi, she isn't exactly a main character. And but maybe there could be something left in the tank here. So here's the current situation. Here's the 1 week chart. This thing has been around for 1 week. Okay, $6.7 million market cap. I'd say pay attention to this. Elections come, debates come, interviews come, all this type of activity could be ramping up, and it could be ramping up in the middle of a bull market. And we know what happens to guys in the middle of a bull market. They start trading the shit out of these meme coins, and these things start absolutely ripping. So maybe this is something you want on your hit list. Maybe this is something you need to be paying attention to. And remember, with these meme coins, a lot of them can go to zero. So there are also no guarantees in meme life. So if you want to be a proper DGen meme trader, you need to take the good with the bad, of course. Okay. And if you want to trade it, Phantom Wallet, 𝗕𝗢𝗕𝗕𝗕𝗕, that's a Solana wallet connected to 𝗕𝗢𝗕𝗢𝗕𝗕, and then you can get involved. Okay, Ray, how are we looking?
They're getting close. I mean, there's 1,400 here, but we can't get 700 likes. Jesus, it's Friday.
Guys,
It's Friday.
guys.
You don't even have to press the like
Hey,
button
are you
tomorrow.
pleased? Are you pleased? I mean, look at this man. He even put lighting up for the, like, he's actually like backlit his office to impress you guys. I mean, he's ready for this. I think we're going to unleash him. We're going to unleash him. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Davey.
Yo,
Talk to me.
how's it going, guys? Good to be back.
Good to have you back here, bro. So tell me, you caught a banger last night on the live for Sniper Club. What happened there?
Yeah, no, we, one of the cool things about the club is, and the session that I do, it's called Charting with 𝗕𝗔𝗕𝗬. But, a lot of the guys will post different tokens to look at, whether it's a trade they're in and they're not sure what to do, or there's a trade setup brewing or something like that. So, I've been paying attention to people. I noticed this massive pump that just, I don't know if there's something fundamentally going on, but traded people for years, and really it's a good short if you can land it. So what we saw was this huge order block, and so this was the chart in our Cyber Club here. So we had one wick into this order block. You could see it was 45%, and I told everybody, look, I think when the markets open for Asia, I think we're going to get another pump. And so if we kind of dive in a little bit here, that's exactly what happened. So we were kind of down here, big pump. And then I told everybody in the traders chat, hey, I'm taking this short. And so I woke up this morning and over 200% profit. It was a nice 13% move, and the target here still remains the same. I think we're going to come down to this 382 Fibonacci level, and then possibly bounce from there. We'll see. But I've identified this trend line here, and we've been doing good on shorts. I know that on the live session on Sunday, so we have these private sessions on Sunday. We called a lever short, basically right here, and nice little 12% move, landed perfectly on the trend line. We got out exactly where we wanted to, and just so many good setups brewing right now.
So you can find this man with me and Sheldon, obviously, and Bruce that you know about, and the whole Sniper team. We've got a massive team here for you guys now in the Sniper Club. We've really ramped things up now in the last couple of weeks. We have we've even got live scalping sessions happening with some of our mods. There's so much activity at the moment, and we've hired an absolute gun researcher as well in there. He's dropping you fundamental stuff. It's all happening in the Sniper Club. We're doing how many sessions? 10 sessions a week. There must be at least.
Man,
live
so
sessions.
much. There's so many. A lot of live sessions.
So you want a piece of this, you want a piece of this action, you want a piece of this man, go to the link in the description of the show. There's a Sniper Club link in there. Click on that. Come and hang with us. Come and see what it's about. You have access to David's charts and setups. Okay. You have access to my charts and setups. You have access to so many things. It's actually ridiculous. But what are we looking at here? Is this your section?
Yeah. So like I posted longs and shorts. I always think it's important to have shorts in the background if we are in a bullish market, and vice versa. This one was also great to note. So 𝗨𝗨, we were looking at this. We were sitting on a heavy order block. This was on the daily time frame, and the TA just made a lot of sense. There was one of the club members that was commenting that the ETH staking narrative, it's not popular anymore, or whatever the case is. But whether you're bullish or biased on a token, we trade the charts. We do TA, and it's awesome to see 𝗨𝗨 play out perfectly. So we're up 16% from yesterday's session, and I still think we're going to make a move up to the 50-day moving average. And I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I think we just broke this very key level, and I'm looking for 70,000, 71,000. And so, but with that being said, I still have some shorts in mind. So one of the shorts that I am eyeing, and I have an alert set here at $2.04, is Core. I think it's getting into short territory. We've been talking about this for a little bit of time now, but you can see that it lost this major momentum line. And so for me, whether you're bullish or bearish on Core, I think this is a short play coming into fruition. So I'm going to be paying attention to this weekend. I personally think we're going to get a weekend pump. I think a little bit more juice, kind of come up to this level here where the 50-day MA and this order block will be the entry trigger. And, basically going to wait for the reaction. If we have a swing failure pattern, I think this could be a really nice short here coming into play. And it could be a swing short, potentially, 34% move down to this higher time frame order block. But with that being said, a lot of good longs coming into play, I think. So one of the ones that I'd like to highlight is Pyth. So we actually are breaking a trend right now. I know that we also have a token unlock. Somebody pointed that out. In a couple days here, we have a token unlock what is that, in 2 days? Yeah.
So we've got, this is the catch with Pyth, and this is what we've been debating now. So Pyth has shown so much weakness. What are we, 65% down since the highs? Okay, it's been absolutely bleeding out here. And sometimes you get a situation where by the time the news arrives, okay, you can fade the event, okay? And now we have a situation where Pyth is unlocking an unusually large amount of tokens though. So this is the catch. It's $1 billion worth of tokens. 141% of the supply is getting unlocked. Is that going to be priced in? Maybe. If you believe so, maybe you need a piece of Pyth. And here's the man.
Yeah, I think the token unlock has been priced in here. And one of the things that I am getting pumped up about with this Pyth situation is that Solana's waking up. So I loved how Solana bounced off the 50-day MA. We got Jupe waking up. We've got Zeus waking up. And then we had this massive rally with Link. And for those of you guys that don't know, Pyth is essentially the Link of the Solana ecosystem. So we have a break a trend. The TA looks amazing. We have this 52% order block. I believe we're also sitting on another order block on the higher time frames here, 64%. There's just a lot of support down in this region here. And my plan is, before I made the post about it, was to add to my position if we got any dips down to that level. And one of the great things about TA as well is that we use Lux or Easy Algo. And I really like the green dots and the red dots. The red dots signify a potential top or a potential bottom. And the higher the time frame, the more conviction that you should have. And on Pyth, we have a green dot on the daily time frame. So this thing has just been sold like heavily. And so that was just another confirmation for me here that I think Pyth is going to have its run here. So if it does have its run indeed, just doing simple science here, taking a fib from the top to the low, we're looking at a 42% move and then up to the 50-day moving average. I mean, this is a very nice setup in my opinion. So
yeah, looking good. So worth the risk, and your exit points you've covered. We've got that nice little low there. So yeah, if you believe, okay, that you can fade the news on Pyth. Now remember, it's an unusually large unlock. Could be a nice little mover. So I've grabbed a bit of spot. I haven't taken leverage on this one, but could be something that pumps in the next while.
Yeah. And for those of you guys that are in the club, I posted the description. I said whenever I took the trade, we're up a pretty decent percentage now. But yeah, so, some other longs that I think are coming into, potentially entry points here. So Mavia just had a break a trend, gaming narrative. So this is a higher time frame break a trend situation. It's just, we had this little fake out here, and I really like this trend line here. But ultimately, if you zoom in on this break a trend situation, let me look at the higher time frames here. 6 hour, there it is. So we have this really nice order block on the higher time frame, the 6 hour time frame. We couldn't even get there. Couldn't even tap it, And so when you have less green, that means it's a good support. We broke this trend. And so if we're looking for entries now, I think we want to wait for a little bit of a pullback. You can see that the 382 was a great reaction area, perfectly perfect bounce. But I think if we can come back down into this 382 region, that would be your opportunity to add. So usually every time we have some green action, there's always some kind of red candle, and so that's your opportunity. So I would set your alerts at 3.31, and then if we can get the 618 at 320, I think that's probably the stops. And then worst case scenario 786. I don't think we're going to get there though. But yeah, these moves with Mavia can be pretty massive, especially, even spot, this is amazing entry, but you can see these candles here. When Mavia moves, it moves 69%, 30%, 26%, and so, like I said, break a trend, a lot of stuff is breaking trend, but I'm kind of shocked that Mavia is down at these levels right now.
Look, I was talking with 𝗕𝗠 yesterday. I was talking with Uncle as well. We're looking at a potential gaming narrative here. We're looking at a potential gaming pump. It's been long overdue, and I've been sprinkling the gaming seeds to you guys for the last few days. Uncle Run was also getting hyped about it, And I think by Monday, Tuesday, you're going to see some gaming shows coming out of Banter. You're going to see some gaming tokens. So pay attention to the gaming narrative. These things will catch up, and when they do, it's going to be very quickly. And I see Ray is looking for dates, basically. Ray's in the comments here saying, who's in the south of Brazil? Are you looking for a date there, bro? What's going on?
Let's see what's popping in the chats.
Okay, guys, are you enjoying the DGen? This is DGen David out of his cage. So let us know if you like it. Okay, if you love it, subscribe it. Do those things. Okay, one more RWA for you guys. Is Pendle, a nice little mover as well, and also looking bullish here. So Pendle has cracked a nice trend on the daily, so things are looking decent. And what we can do now is just identify our big resistance zones and try and see where this Pendle could potentially be going. And I think this thing, once it gets traction, we're going to have some big targets coming. So right now, if you are sitting in Pendle, you've got to watch this 5.4. This is your resistance zone you want to pay attention to. And your big support now on the daily, number one, is 4.25. So that is huge support here for you on the daily. And then let's dial in a little bit and just take a look at some lower supports here on a lower time frame. And you can see what's going on here. We are developing something. So let's just take a look here. Let's grab some fibs. We go from the low to the high, and we just want to identify some solid support zones. So if you're sitting in Pendle, look at this. We've got a nice little short-term 382 and horizontal for you on the 4-hour and on the trend. This looks great over awesome. Here as your first line of support. Lovely. And then let's bang in the 618 here. Bang. Okay. So two nice little pullback zones, two solid little areas here for you that you can play with. So if there is weakness in the market, you're looking at these zones. These are hot zones for you now. These are hot bull zones. These are bullish pullback zones. Anything in these areas, this is where you can feel secure. This is where you feel happy and safe, where you can buy, provided you believe the market is going to stay bullish. Okay, Bitcoin's holding that trend break. These are bullish pullback zones. These are entries for you. So don't fear the red. Okay, so for me, these are buy zones. You can only be rich or you can be wrong with your trading decision. That's basically how it works. And if your bias is we've broken trend, things are bullish. What are we looking for? Bullish pullbacks. These are your bullish pullback zones. Number one, 4.5, a little bit lower down, 4.25. If you're sitting in it, nothing you need to do now until we start losing some of these big levels. So pretty easy game here. And then upside, let's just look where this thing can potentially go. And I mean, we don't want to get too euphoric here, but there are some potentially large upsides here. And our 1.618 fib tells us that we could be looking somewhere in the region of about 9.8 for Pendle here if things really get cracking. Now that won't be in a straight line, but if the market turns super bullish, you're going to see some kind of situation like that. You know, it could fall over for a bit and then bang, we're going to get that type of story playing out. So could be a patience game. If this bull market is going to take 12 months, 18 months, and you believe BTC is going to be over 100K over the next 12 months or 18 months, then you need to start looking at some of these tokens. And we're talking strong narratives, AI, RWA, gaming, and maybe some of these memes.
Absolutely.
Right. I think we've smashed everything. Oh, other than one more thing. Okay. If you want to earn bake, okay, what you need to do is stake your Gummy. So you connect your Gummy wallet, which is a Sol wallet. You can use Phantom or any one of these Solana wallets, and you can connect it to this wallet. You stake your Gummy, and you're going to get baked if you stake. Okay, it's as simple as that. And remember, staking, it also creates pumpermentals. So if you're locking up tokens, you're limiting the supply on the market, and maybe that's quite good for a token. So staking and get baking if you connect your Sol wallet. So go to memestaking.com. Okay, that's the website. There should be a link in the description for you as well. And 𝗥𝗔𝗡𝗧𝗏 says render is breaking. Hopefully it's not breaking down. Let's see. Oh, I see.
Gala is definitely breaking up. Gala's moving.
Gala breaking up. Okay, we
nice.
Yeah.
Gaming is waking
Fire
up.
It up.
Let's go.
Okay, so the altcoins are waking up. Let's take a look at dominance quickly here. Okay, so Bitcoin traders, remember, we just want to hold this little pullback here. Anything down to this 65, 66K, anything down to there is bullish little move here, bullish little pullback. Shouldn't get too worried about it. What is dominance doing? Dominance is pushing down. So as long as dominance is pushing down, you're going to see these alts popping everywhere, and then we should get some nice moves. Just remember, weekends, they could be very fun, but there's lower volume. They can pull back, and they can slap you around, and you can still get rinsed on a weekend. So don't think it can't happen, you know, and if you're jumping in late to trades, just be careful with your stops. Don't get hurt out there, and slow down on the leverage. Any other pro tips here?
Yeah, just be calculated with your trades, have a plan for if it fails, and have a plan for when it is successful.
The man says have a plan. If you want more of this man, Sniper Club, link in the description. Get in there. Dave, thanks for sharing that alpha. I don't want to share it too much. We keep it exclusively for the members in there. But you want this stuff. He's spitting it out every day. Okay, this type of stuff you just saw comes out every day in the Sniper Club. So go check him out. Dave, thanks for hanging.
Yeah, also, for those of you guys that were following me before, I've got a new Twitter. Thanks to Dylan for the name idea there. But I'll be giving some free content to you guys for those of you guys who are not in the club. So it is. Okay,
here's his Twitter. Go to the link in the description. Go to guest channels. David on X. Okay, David sends it. Love that name, bro. Thanks, that name. Man.
You're the one that blessed me with it.
It's in the description for you guys. There's an entire shopping list for you. Don't get lost in the shopping list. But there's all sorts of goodies in there. Okay, Easy Algo is also in there. You saw Dave using Easy Algo. That's in there as well. Okay, it's all happening. Dave, catch you later. Have a good weekend. Guys, you've got your levels. Be safe. That's all I got to say. Don't overtrade. Don't over leverage. We'll see you on Monday. Maybe it's been green. And then Monday, you know what's going to be happening? We're going to be looking for pullbacks and some banger entries again. So Monday, we'll catch you later. Ciao.